Heroes, gather tribute and earn my favor.
Do it!
Oh my god!
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Because like I went to our Twitch and it didn't say that we were live, so I was like, oh no, Bacon's on his thing. But okay, anyway, hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the Gangpush Squad, and I've lost my notes. Okay, here we go. One second. Okay.
So
Right.
unprepared.
Welcome to the Gangpush podcast. I'm your host, Fringe Average, calling in again from Portland, Oregon. For those of you listening for the first time, we are the only explicit Heroes of the Storm podcast where all the different co-hosts represent different play levels. So, for example, we have someone as low as a silver type player all the way up to a master type player, or master player, sorry. We bring you the latest HOTS news and discuss the latest tips and strategies so that you can become a better player. So let's go ahead and introduce our... Is that gold?
Yeah.
Or our silver type player, that is Tower
right.
Baron, who's calling in from San Diego, California.
All right. Hey there, Fringe. It's good to be here in the Nexus. I know this show's been missing me the past 2 weeks, but here I am to bring joy back into the Nexus.
Miss is a strong word, but welcome back.
Ooh, geez. All right, let's go ahead and
kidding.
introduce
You're missed.
our master or two-time Grand Master level support main, who is now in Masters. That is Bacon, who's calling in from Beaufort, Georgia.
Thank you for that wonderful intro, but I am currently in Diamond 1 right now. I got demoted yesterday
What?
after going
Ooh.
2-6.
I
Yeah,
games
saw
are
that you
really
lost all those Hanzo games. Why are you playing Hanzo all of a sudden?
he's I'm trying to learn him, you know.
Think about what you're good at.
Cool.
I'm trying to branch out, you know.
I like how the silver type player is calling out the master level player.
You know,
With,
I'm
with
always
great vigor.
Master level,
Yeah.
diamond level player. Let's be real here.
hey, when you get to GM number 22, come talk then, okay?
Oh boy, shots fired.
Yeah,
All right,
22
let's,
shots fired specifically. But yeah,
That's
to that I
22.
would to that I'd say I'm always in a state of improvement and I want to branch out and learn more heroes, and that right now is specifically hard carry assassins. So, you know, I need to get better and practice more.
How can you be in a state of improvement when your rank's dropping?
Okay,
Because
let's.
he's playing heroes he's not good at.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's go ahead and introduce our other master level support main. That is Scott, who's calling in from San Francisco, California.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Don't have any special intro like the others. But
Well,
You're not in diamond, are you?
yeah, I'm Diamond 1.
Oh.
Oh,
we have
man.
we don't have any masters today.
Feels bad.
All right,
I'll
and
make
for
it up
those
there
of you,
eventually.
so we actually have a special guest. We have a caster, Styxa. If for those of you who watched the Creators of the Storm tournament, as in right there. Oh wait, my mic's covering it. Anyway, I'm wearing the shirt. Anyway, we have Styxa here, and hello, thank you. And he's calling in from Toronto, Canada.
Yeah.
Oh.
How's it going?
Yeah. It's going, man. Thanks for having me on. I've been looking forward to this. Should be exciting. I
Yeah.
read over the notes. Looks like a pretty good lineup. So
Yeah, thank you for lowering your standards and joining us. And
no worries.
So tell the listeners a little bit about yourself.
All right. I go by the gamer tag of Styxa. You guys can find me on Twitch, usually casting for NGS, so Nexus Gaming Series. A couple of collegiate level gaming plays, like for Tespa, a couple of Heroes of the Dorm games. I was recently employed by Boise State University of Idaho to do a couple of their games. So I did a lot of their show matches and a couple of their Heroes of the Dorm games. And I do a lot of tournaments and everything like that. So just kind of general casting and all over the place. I like to cast a couple of tournaments here and there, you know?
Have
play
you ever
as
been?
well.
Have you ever been to Boise, Idaho?
Never.
Oh,
Never.
okay.
I looked up the travel time by driving. It's like 36 hours. It's a
Oh.
mission.
Yeah,
Only 36.
it's okay. You're not
Yeah.
missing anything. There's nothing out there.
So I was told that you participated in Heroes of the Dorm.
Yes, I did. So my university days are behind me now. But I participated twice. Twice? Yeah, I think twice. The first year that it went, I hadn't ever played Heroes of the Storm at all. So unfortunately, I missed it. But one of my good friends got me involved, and so for the next year, we got a squad of 5, and we did terrible, fucking terrible. We got like 200 and something overall, which was, whatever. It was okay. The next year, however, we made top 64, and then we got slaughtered. But nonetheless, it was top 64 for a team that's doing pretty well. I've kept an eye on them pretty much this entire season, and they're back in top 64. So they're going to be participating in Heroes of the Dorm this year. Top 64. They're in the bottom left bracket. I don't know which division that is, but yeah, that's. If you guys the brackets are up, you guys can go and take a look and make your own brackets.
Yeah, there's a thing now where there's like a tournament or a contest where if you fill out a bracket, if you win, you can win money or something.
They did that last year as well. Yeah. So first place I think takes away $10,000, and then if you predict a perfect like 1-for-1 bracket, you get like $1 million. Like they're like, here, if you guess everything down to the final game, like to the final round, like if you predicted 3-1 and that happens, like $1 million is yours if you get an absolutely perfect bracket.
That is impossible, though.
It's very, very unlikely, right? Which is why they're
bracket?
like, yeah.
That's like winning the lotto odds.
Yeah.
And
I don't know what the percentage on that is, but I'm sure it's pretty low.
It can still happen though.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I got 500th overall last thing, so I barely made the cutoff for the prizing. Like I think it's the top 500 people, and I got 500th. I was like, easy. But like the points, I don't know, man. It's one loss, gone. There goes your $1 million, right?
Well, it could be like the real NCAA tournament where the 16 seed beat the number 1 seed, and then everyone's bracket lost. So you never know.
So basically, by filling out a bracket, you can make more money in Heroes of the Storm than any of the other HGC Pro thus far.
Yeah.
You could probably make more money than everyone in HOTS, probably.
Yeah.
But so the odds are stacked against you.
Yeah, very much so. I think that's why Blizzard is so like gung ho about $1 million, right?
Yeah.
I mean, to them it's minuscule.
I mean, they're not even going to
nobody's
throw out
gonna
the
get
million,
that.
but they do it as a marketing term, right?
For sure. I mean, you get people jumping in, trying it out, actually filling out the bracket. It draws attention. I think they did their stuff on ESPN earlier today. I don't even know.
Yeah, I think I saw like Haloran, right? Doing
Haloran and the Source. Yeah, they were doing the bracket.
Yeah, so either way, should be pretty cool. So if you want to watch that, please check that out as well. All right, so let's get the plugs out of the way. So we stream every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern on Twitch. If you listen to us on Stitcher or iTunes, please subscribe and/or rate and review the show. If you have any friends who play the game and listen to podcasts, please spread the word about the show. If you would like to talk with us, please go to our Discord channel. If you'd like to play with us, please go to our channel in BNet called Win Time. One word, Win Time. If you have any questions for the show, please email us at podcast@gankpushsquad.com. We have a Patreon. If you go there, you can help support us financially, and that helps us pay the bills as well as give money back to the community and get other guests like Nurok and Styxa and Bahamut, Hero Physio and Tomster on the show, and BBJ. So if we have a YouTube channel, we go there. If you go there, you can find the videos of the live stream onto YouTube. Also, if you go to gankpushsquad.com, you can find links to all the aforementioned links. Also, you can also find the music. And this week we're playing a band called Frankie Cosmos. They have a new record out, and they're going to be touring the West Coast. parts of Canada and the West Coast in the next month, and then in May they're going to do an East Coast tour. So please check them out. All right, so there we go. All right, so lastly, the Bush League is going to be starting April 2nd, and I think Styxa is going to be casting the first week. I don't know yet.
I think I've got 1, 4, and 7.
Okay,
That's
so
what I've been in the talks with.
holy shit! You're doing 3 weeks of us.
Yep.
Man, you're going to lower your standards 3 more times just for us.
I got you guys. Don't worry.
So Styxa is going to be casting our games, or at least a few weeks. We have teams started, and we also may have the man formerly known as Ganjun. He goes by Goon now, but he's going to be casting at least 1 week, and Bacon may cast a week too, so that should be cool. And Tower Brand has a team. I have a team. Daz from the Nexus Trolls has a team, and so does Zextrus. He is going to continue to be the villain of the league, apparently. He just announced that in Discord about 20 minutes.
Creators of the Storm all over again.
Yeah, if he's the villain, who's the hero?
Oh boy.
Well,
Whoever
In
comes
the
out
Bush
on
League,
top.
nobody wins.
That's the right answer.
yeah. So, but we're going to be starting how the format's going to go. We're going to do one game per team. So basically 2 games a week. So if you want to watch those games, please, that'd be awesome. And I feel as though that Tower Baron's team is going to be the most dysfunctional, but we shall see.
No way, we've talked about it already. I have a spreadsheet out of our schedules on when to scrim.
To be fair, though, we me, Bacon, and Scott had a worksheet for Creators of the Storm, and that didn't really end too well for us either.
We're gonna learn upon your mistakes and make
Spreadsheets
sure we don't
doesn't-
put you on an assassin.
Spreadsheets don't cover that. None of us play assassins very well. So
Yeah,
we have
it
2
doesn't-
matches with all assassins.
You could spreadsheet all day, but when you got a hero pool of half a hero,
Actually, we were listed as all flex heroes, so we have possibly the biggest hero pool of any team out there. We're like the all
doesn't
flex
that
team.
just mean all of you play all heroes equally as bad?
Yeah,
Because you guys don't specialize in anything. That's
well,
Oh boy.
everyone except EBS graphics. He's definitely.
Yeah, we'll just
Has a
ban
certain
Diablo
rule.
and we'll be fine. It's no big-
We've already talked about that. How we can anticipate you banning Diablo.
That's fine. I've seen his other heroes. I'm not too worried about it. But anyway, so we're actually pretty excited about playing that. So we're going to do a 9-week schedule, and then we're going to do a playoff system.
You got to watch the 3rd week. That's when it's Team Fringe versus Team Tower Baron.
That's right.
I have it pinned on my calendar.
We need to have team names. We haven't found ours yet, but we'll find them eventually. But all right. Anyway, so we're going to also thank you to Hero Physio for sponsoring us on Patreon. So thank you very much. We appreciate that.
oh.
And also, we wanted to talk very briefly about a new training game to get better at HOTS, and that is MOBA Analytics. Mobalytics. Mobalytics. Okay, there it is.
Mobalytics.
So we posted a link to it in the Discord, but we'll also post a link to it in the show notes at gankpushco.com. But it's actually really hard, actually.
It's super hard. I don't know if anyone else has tried it.
But it's actually ideal for HOTS. It tells you have to click your Q, W, E, and R, and then you have to watch the mini map as you're playing, and then you have to click little circles and stuff. So if you want to increase your there it is, like that.
Yeah. So you have to watch when those timers count down and turn green. You got to hit the keys.
Yeah.
And the mini map, there's this blue thing that comes down. You got to move left or right.
Yeah, I made the mistake of playing it on medium, right off the bat. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
That's hard. It's super hard. Even the newbie one is slightly difficult.
So if you want to get better, we all highly recommend it. Bacon's been using it for a while now.
He's using it right now. Not bad. Oh, he's been using it right now? Like for a while?
Yeah.
He's kept that secret, huh?
Yeah, thanks for telling us.
I found out when you guys found out.
Yeah, that's BS. When did you find out? When did you know about it?
When Schizo posted it.
Okay, fine. All right, fine. Anyway, we just learned about it, and thank you again for Schizo for telling us the other day. So, but please go check it out. Okay. That's it. All right, so we have a good show for you. So we're going to discuss the Phoenix coming into the Nexus, the Tracer and variant changes, as well as the balance patch that came out today and kind of derailed our schedule for the show. But anyway, we're going to talk about that, and then if there's time, we'll do a draft analysis, and then we'll do a Eastern Clash takeaway, and then we'll call it an episode. All right, so Phoenix is now in the Nexus. So let's go to Tower Baron on his thoughts on the new character.
Well, he's not in the Nexus. He's in the PTR. So
Okay.
Just
Yes, the PTR.
frame
Nexus.
that. I've tried him in try mode. I think he's incredibly powerful. I love his play style. He's just he seems like a better version of Vala and Raynor. His damage is super high. He has the ability to wave clear by switching out his auto attack, which is crazy good. I think the only drawback is that maybe he has kind of a big box, like hitbox, and then maybe his warp is a little bit slow. But I think his damage is really high. He's gonna be really good. I'm gonna buy him when he first comes out. I normally don't do that, but I think I really like the way he plays. Like a lot of his abilities buff his repeater cannon, his basic attack, and they incentivize stutter stepping, and he just puts out tons of damage. I think he's gonna be, I think, like one of the top sustained damage characters in the game. I know he has a few different builds. He can go either the repeater cannon auto attack build, and also the laser that goes around him. I don't really think the laser that goes around him is that good until late when you get the battle momentum, where it reduces the cooldown, because it's like 12 seconds. It's pretty long, but I just think his auto attacks and the ability to change them means he can just wave clear. He can camp as well. I tried that out as well. The smaller camps, the siege giants. So I think he's very versatile. Has anyone else played him? I think he's crazy good. So
I've only briefly watched some videos on him. I think he is a replacement for Vala,
yeah,
but I think he is what Zul'jin should have been, essentially. I think he's got a very similar kit to Zul'jin in the form of his Q function similar, has a slow. I think it's Zul'jin if Zul'jin was good. Like, that's honestly what it is. Like, I think he's got more mobility than Zul'jin. He's got the slows. He's got talents that synergize with the slow. He's got an auto attack build and I'll say pseudo mage build in the form of his Q, which is what Zul'jin has. I think he's just a slightly different Zul'jin.
And you can actually control the diameter, not the radius of that laser that goes around him, unlike Zul'jin, which is fixed.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty cool too. So.
They should fix that with Zul'jin if they're gonna bring this element of Phoenix's kit into the game to be able to select the range, right? Because you kind of feel really limited sometimes with Zul'jin trying to get that perfect circle, right?
Zul'jin doesn't have really escapes either. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Phoenix that's also kind of built into his kit because the more he takes damage, the more damage he's gonna do. So he doesn't, in theory, need to escape as much, and he also is pretty tanky to begin with for an assassin.
Why take damage when you can just be Phoenix?
Yeah,
I don't want to take damage. And he doesn't really take damage. He takes shield damage most of the time.
Exactly.
And he just regenerates that.
The
his
shields
health pool
regenerate
is
pretty
similar.
slowly, though.
It does.
And for a hero that does so much damage, you think he'd be a little bit squishy, but he has around the same pull as Tychus.
Yeah, I think he's sitting around at level 20, something around like just shy of 4k health. I don't know. That's with shields.
Yeah.
I think like 2.5k health with like another 1500 in shields roughly.
Yeah.
But I think the shield trait won't be that big of help, I guess, in most fights, I think, because it takes 5 seconds for it to start recharging, and then it takes 10 seconds total.
Well, he can always warp out. He has a warp as well. He can warp out.
Yeah, but unlike Muradin, where you jump out, wait a couple seconds, and you start healing, like you can heal 20% of your health in like 5-6 seconds, and you have to wait 5 seconds for it to even start with Phoenix, you're not going to be poking in and out with Phoenix's shield.
He actually has a lot of movement speed buffs in his talent kit that can make him avoid damage easier. I mean, the only thing I think, like if you're comparing him to Vala,
that is true.
his
My
attack
point
range.
is, the shield trait on the surface on paper looks like a good trading ability, but in reality, I don't think it is.
Ganjigun
Because
says in chat,
it takes 15 seconds, doesn't it, for it to recharge all the way if you take 0 damage during that time?
Yeah, it takes
Who
15 seconds.
waits?
It takes a while.
Yeah, if you wait 15 seconds outside of a team fight, what are you doing in the team fight? You're completely useless.
Ganjigun in chat says that Varian blows it up with 1 auto attack, and so does Lily. I think he's referring to the shield.
Yeah, the shield busting ability, right?
Yeah. He says Varian
Oh, I see
shattering
what you
throw
mean.
is OP.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, but he doesn't get that till like 13 or so.
Yeah.
And Varian is a whole different story now.
Yeah, we got to talk about that separately.
Oh, he was joking about Lily. Getting trolled.
Lily doesn't
live.
have a
Why, he
shield
was just-
busting ability.
Yeah, I was like,
Well.
Lily, like what?
Well, I
the
trusted
blind?
Ganjigun,
There's
and he
two
betrayed my
heroes.
trust.
He made you look like a fool.
I know he did.
There's Varian, and who else breaks shields?
I was talking about this earlier. I have no clue. I
Hanzo
couldn't
used to
remember.
have it, and then they removed it.
Yeah.
It used to be his level 7 talent. I'm not sure if anybody.
Somebody's
else has
got
that.
a throw. Like I swear it's like
Kel'Thuzad.
a yes.
His chains.
Yeah. I was gonna say somebody has like a straight line skill shot or something like that that has it.
Yeah.
Shield stripping or something like that. It's like a level 4 or level 7 talent for KTZ.
All right. So what
what do you guys-
what is Go ahead, Bacon.
Oh, I was just talking about. I was gonna talk about his heroic abilities and what do you guys think? You know, I saw some Reddit clips when he was up on PTR with like horse pants and Munfair like comboing, like Leroy Tombs with the Planet Buster. What's it called?
Planet Cracker.
Yeah.
Planet Cracker. Yeah.
Is that the one
mean-
where like it's a long beam? That one?
Yeah.
It's Hinterland Blast on drugs.
Yeah. Pretty much Hinterland
Yeah.
Blast.
It's a lot wider than Hinterland
It's a
Blast.
better Hinterland Blast.
So wider's better.
Hey,
But you
boy.
did
You
get
could
the
always
cooldown
use more
reduction on
current.
Hinterland Blast. There's that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that's true.
CDR on that, right?
Yeah.
Yep, at 16 if you do decide to pick that up.
The,
Keep
the-
in mind
the-
that's 50 autos to get that back down.
The biggest thing is his playstyle is the W, the ability to switch from single target DPS to AoE. That phase
sick.
cannon, it's actually a pretty big splash. And
It is, and you can
for-
buff
for-
it level 1 too. Make
for
it
like
bigger.
infernal shrines, that would be pretty valuable.
I think
And
it's going to
I
be a
like-
completely viable solo laner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is he gonna be played as a solo laner primarily, or is he gonna be like roaming with like a 3-man or a 4-man?
No, he sustained damage. I think you can fit him whatever role that Vala or Zul'jin kind of has. He's sustained damage with his auto attacks.
It looks like
Yeah,
he'd be
so-
a decent solo laner though. If you don't
Yeah,
want to
he has the
double
ability.
tank.
That's the one thing the other heroes are kind of missing is like the lane presence and the lane clear. I think.
What I like about the addition of Phoenix is that now you don't have to go 2 tanks. You can actually have him be the solo laner, and you can actually have 2 other assassins with him. You know, I mean, you're no longer like the whole 2 tanks, 2 assassins and
One support.
healer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you don't necessarily have to do that now to be competitive. Have a competitive team comp. So
You
I'm really
didn't
excited
have to
about-
do that before. You'd have Ragnaros, Malthael,
Yeah.
Zagara as a solo laner.
Switch it
Yeah,
with a
but-
bruiser or a good solo laner, yeah.
yeah, but Rag and Zagar are kind of out of the meta now, right?
It depends on the map, but generally, yeah.
So back to the ultimates. Which ultimate is going to be the most predominant? Do you guys think?
The one where he fires the missiles, I like a lot more.
Salvo. Yeah,
Yeah, Salvo
I
one.
think Salvo is more viable unless you're planning on doing some like fun wombo combos with Planet Cracker. I think salvo is just it's theoretically guaranteed damage, and you're not standing still. You don't open yourself up to things like Kel'Thuzad combos, Kael'thas damage, all that crap, right? I think it's just guaranteed damage, theoretically. Shorter cooldown too.
Yeah. Yep.
What is the cooldown on the Planet Cracker? I mean,
100
the two
seconds versus 75.
75 is still pretty long though.
Yeah, but at level
Yeah.
16, you pick up that 0.5 second auto attack.
The battle
the
momentum.
battle momentum, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're sitting a couple of auto attacks. You need what, 35, something like that, auto attacks, and a little bit over that, and bam, Bob's your
Yeah.
uncle.
Yeah.
I feel like that most players, will go Planet Cracker because it's the most trolly.
Oh, it's
No.
hilariously awesome. Don't get me
It's
wrong.
awesome.
I think it's
It's the most badass animation they've put in the game.
it's a
It-
shit
okay,
lava
yeah,
wave
True that.
as well, right? You can use that thing across the map, clear a
Shit,
wave.
lava wave.
Precision strike, even, right? Use it to clear a wave. Guys,
You know what-
bottom
you-
wave, bottom wave. We need to push it.
Yeah.
It actually reminds me of those Marvel vs. Capcom fighting games when you have the ultra special move or cannon and just fills up the whole screen. That's what it looks like to me. Like I'm playing Marvel vs. Capcom and someone does like an ultra special move or something. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the Planet Cracker ultimate will be like on what the fuck moments, while the other ultimate will help you win games.
Agreed.
it's sort of like
100%.
Anna's too. A little bit like Anna's, sniping one.
Mhm.
Over like Nano Boost. It's like just trolling a little bit. But
So
Phoenix
are you?
is very susceptible to CC, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If you're playing against him next week, are you just trying to go all dive, and with some auto attackers, and then just try to kill him?
Well, the thing is, his range is a little bit low for his repeater cannon. Sure, his splash damage auto attack is going to have a little bit longer range, but I think most of the time he's going to be doing the smaller one, the repeater cannon, and then switching over to the splash damage one, like occasionally. So he does have a little bit of a short range.
But
And,
don't actually
his
know the
teleport,
Peter
his
Pan
teleport is amazing. It gives him like a free escape, and you can also get a talent.
a delay
There's
to
an
that,
armor
though.
talent, I think.
Yeah,
at,
the
like,
armor talent though,
13
one
or
that gives you
16.
like 40 armor when you
That's
land
nuts.
down
40
after
armor is
teleport.
ridiculous, right? But that kind of
For like
forces
3
you to use it.
seconds.
It forces you to use it aggressively, and I don't like that. I think it needs to be used defensively. It's like, okay, so it's like Sylvanas. People who use Banshees as an engage, or Muradin, that use the jumps as an engage, they trigger me. Like I sit there and I go, why the hell did you do that ever? Like you need those escapes, right? It's just one of those things. So I don't know. You treat it the same.
I've
I
seen
think the only defensive teleport skill that should be used offensively is goddamn Leeming Calamity.
Yeah, I've seen so many low-level Sylvanas use their banshees to start fights.
Yeah, I just
Use
just
it
for
to
damage
trigger,
or something.
Yeah, use it to trigger the effect on her trait on a tower. Even at the beginning of a game, throw a W. They don't attack that fast. It's okay.
So Loxley says in chat that he hates the name Planet Cracker because it sounds like an insult you would say to a white guy.
I was gonna bring that up. It's Planet Cracker. It's where all the white people live. Right?
Oh, so it's like in Canada somewhere.
No, you'd be surprised. The West Coast is like all Asian people.
No.
Well, it's a lot of Mexican and Latinos as well.
Coming
Yeah.
to Portland, you won't see any. You'll just see black people and white people. That's all you'll see.
Yeah.
But anyway, not that that is a bad thing. Anyway,
Yeah.
all right. Says the half Asian guy. All right.
Disclosure. Yeah.
All right.
Is he
yes.
gonna be OP?
Yes.
All the signs towards
Absolutely.
yes.
Yeah.
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 Absolutely. I
Yeah, I
think
think so.
I don't think it'll be as big of an impact as Maiev. I think Maev's CC is a little bit what made her so strong. I think he's gonna have just a huge impact. He's gonna bring that sustained damage back in, which is I feel like a lot of teams are still missing. Like when you had the Vala Ariel hyper carry stuff, he brings that back in. Do I think he's first ban worthy? Meh, maybe, but I think he's
It kind of
very
reminds
strong.
me of when Hanzo first launched and got his buffs. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
For sure.
Do you feel like they're adding more characters that that are that have more mobility to get out of CC? Like Hanzo can do that type of stuff now too. You think that's like a new thing that they're trying to implement more, so that like you can't get chained? You know what I mean?
Well-
Chain stunned and stuff like that, or
Well,
I
they're
think most
assassins.
MOBAs are
Yeah.
most MOBAs have had the problem of the newer heroes have mobility creep.
Yeah.
In turn,
That's been
all
a
the newer
general
heroes
thing.
are more mobile and better at shit like that. So it's not
Okay.
a problem unique to HOTS, but it is a huge problem where it makes the older heroes feel completely outdated, like Raynor.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I just feel
Who's
inferior.
Raynor? Who's Raynor?
Yeah, but so Schizo and Chad has been talking shit and about Phoenix and how he's gonna play Phoenix against my team. He will be banned when I play, so because I think he's gonna be OP and I don't want to deal with him.
I don't know. I mean,
Still got
his,
stutter step.
his shields take a long time to recover. If you poke him down,
Mhm.
well, what's he gonna do the rest of the team fight? You can't heal up those shields, so you're running around with like tracer level hit points.
All right. Even if
rest
you
of the
have
team
good
fight.
heals, you could only heal Phoenix up to half his health, right?
There is a talent
Yeah.
that does heal the shields.
Yeah, it's
From
like
his
16
auto attack,
where
right?
if you get no, if
No,
you get,
there
if
is
you get
an
healed,
overheal,
it's
yeah.
20%. Yeah, 20% or something.
Oh, 20%. That's nothing.
It's nothing, yeah, but it's still bonus health on top of the health that you have.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Right.
guess if you're having trouble
Yeah.
staying alive, right?
It's 20% more heals.
His warp is pretty telegraphed too. It takes a while, and I think if his warp gets baited out, there's just gonna be a mountain of like CC and just abilities waiting to unload on him.
Yeah, what is it? 0.5 second cast time, I think. Something
Well,
along the lines of that.
But to be fair though,
I don't
like
care about the cast time. It's the fact that when you're warping in, you're like it's showing where you're gonna warp in for a good half a second before you.
That's
come
incorrect.
in.
No, it's
No.
like Chromie's W, her Dragon's Breath. It's like that. You can't see where it's going.
You see the animation of it going up, but you don't see where it's gonna land.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
the
there's
enemy
like a
team
delay.
doesn't see it.
Yeah, it's only friendly team that
you
does.
know,
Okay.
only you and your team.
All right.
But Goonhot says in chat the warp doesn't show where he is landing though. That's not true though. Just like how if you use recall on Tracer, there's that little flash of light where and it shows where she's gonna land a split second before she does. Phoenix turns his head in the direction he's going to warp right before he does it.
What?
So it's little things like
Turns
that.
his
It's
head?
like
What a head.
it's like a third of a second. It's really really short. It's like only like 10 15 frames probably, but it shows his head turns towards his blink location. So if you're on top of that shit, maybe you could read it.
That's
Well, I'm
yeah,
saying
that's gonna
it's
take some
possible.
high like just reaction times. That's crazy.
But that is something like someone like Kyocha could maybe take advantage of, or not us though.
you mean like one of the like
Definitely
10
not.
best players in the world?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, speaking of small details too, they'll let you. There's like a little indicator, I think, right by his health bar that says which type of auto attack he's using. There's the straight horizontal one or the circle one.
Can the
That's
enemy
kind of-
see that?
It's purple and blue. I don't know if the enemies can actually see that. This is a good question.
I doubt it.
I imagine
doubt it
they
too.
might be able to, but again, it's so. Are there any other
Oh, wait,
like
no, no,
heroes
no.
that you're
You
able to see
can-
things?
You can't see the indicator, but you can see his head because if it does the face cannon, his head opens up, right?
That's true. Yeah. You can
Yeah,
So
there's that
visual
animation.
effects.
Yeah, the visual.
It's like
effect,
Zuljin when you press his trait, he glows red kind of thing.
yeah.
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 Cool.
All right, so let's move on to Tracer now. So Tracer she got some pretty big changes, and from what I can tell is that her early to mid game has got improved, but her late game got nerfed. What do you guys think about that statement?
Meh.
I think her.
Well, it looks like
What'd you
she
say?
got
Her
nerfed all the
early
way
game got
around to
buffed?
me.
Is that what you said?
Yeah,
Or
I was
mid
told
bunch,
that
right?
like early to mid game got better, but the late game got worse.
Why did her early game get better?
I don't know.
It's
I
the
don't play
opposite,
Tracer.
right?
I don't know. I
Her
was
bomb
told that.
got dumped on, man.
Yeah, I thought she just got weaker all around, but
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
which is good because I hate Tracer. So
The biggest thing that Tracer brought to the team is obviously the mobility, but the early game ganks and the burst she provides with her bomb.
Yeah.
It was disgusting. Now it's
And the
less
melee.
bursty.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You're looking at like what 500, 600, 700 damage per melee. Like of course, like as you go in through the levels, that's nuts to think about. She walks up to you, boop. You know, half your health bar is gone.
But yeah, she's less mobile now because obviously 2 seconds per recharge for her blink, and then if you take the one that gives you an extra stack, that's another 2 seconds, so it's 10 seconds per blink charge, which means you need 40 seconds for it to recharge all the way. That's huge.
Yeah. It's
I didn't
big.
actually know they. I know they upped the charge. The charge timer by 2 seconds if you picked jumper, but I didn't know they upped it in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a 4-second nerf if you take that talent now.
Yeah, I never
Right.
took it. I always took bullet time, so I'm good. I got a buff.
And
Well, first of
recharge
all-
and recall another 4 seconds, so it's 26 to 30.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
That's
wasn't that
good.
what it was originally? Wasn't it 30 seconds? Then it got changed
No,
to
it-
like.
No, it was on like
Originally,
20 or
it was like
24.
16.
Oh no, it went 24 to, and it just kept
I
going
think it
up
was
and up and up,
24.
right?
Yeah.
They realized
was
that
really short.
her E should have been on her R, and they mixed up the abilities overall, and that the ultimate should have been her recall because it's a 30-second cooldown now, on par with most of the other people's. Like, it's stupid. That's such a long cooldown for a basic ability.
Well, Tassadar has the same thing with phase shift.
It's not 30 seconds though.
20 something, right?
Is it?
I thought it was like
I
15.
I think it's 30. Might be
Yeah.
20.
But do you guys think that? Because obviously, like if you watch HUC, especially in Europe, like Tracer is like first banned a lot of times. Is this like? Do these changes basically mean that you have to have a higher skill cap to get as much value out of her as before? Or no?
Well, yeah, because I think a lot of times when you're playing against the Tracer, she can warp out as easy, like really quickly. And if you increase the cooldowns for that, it's not going to be as easy to get away.
You have to time your abilities well. I think it's gonna require a lot of macro and just microing, being able to know your ability cooldowns. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. The bad Tracer play now gets punished more, which I
Which
think
is
is a good
good.
thing because
good.
her ability to just like dive without recourse is pretty ridiculous as she is on live right now.
Okay. Well, I think I like the idea behind these changes because I think this has been like I think we've said this before like a year ago, but that she's kind of like an annoying mosquito,
For sure.
you know, and like you're like, oh god, damn this fucking Tracer, but okay. Anything else on Tracer?
Her health is huge now.
That's
Like,
probably what
isn't
you
it- I
meant
think
by
it's
earlier.
It's
better
higher.
earlier.
It's like
Higher,
a 11,
than
12%
Raynor.
buff.
Yeah, I think it's higher than Raynor now, or on par with Raynor.
If she's out of the meta
Um,
because of these changes, I'm happy.
Yeah, but again, she pairs so well with the new Malfurion, right?
Yeah, that's been the go-to pairing, at least in professional play.
Oh, and Masters too. It's 1-2 picked all the time.
Yeah,
you don't need
throw a
to-
regrowth and one moonfire and a regrowth, and she's from like 20% to full.
Yeah, you don't need to waste a slot on Tastadar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, but you could,
pretty
and
much.
then she's even stronger.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
And you have wave
Alright.
clear to make up for Tracer's lack of it.
So do you guys think that? Well, I don't know. Is she ever banned in higher levels?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
Sometimes.
Not really.
In the NA meta, she is not as prevalent, but in the EU meta, she's first banned like Maiev is first banned.
okay. All right. Well, all right. Let's move on. So Varian, he got like a rework. So now his ultimates are at level 4 now, which is pretty crazy. So I think this is actually a buff to Varian, especially at the lower levels. But all right, who wants to talk about Varian first?
I'll just say that I like the fact that he's not useless until level 10 anymore.
For sure. I think
That
he
was-
should have gotten his things at level 1, like Karazim. How he picks his trait. I think that would have been ideal, I suppose. But I mean, now he can go full meme at level 4, right? Twin Blades. No.
I don't know. I like it a lot. I think I like the fact, like as Brand said, that you don't have to wait level 10. You can actually do stuff beforehand.
Honestly,
And-
all thing he could do is throw out a Dragon's Maw and run back.
I can
You're not really
disappoint
doing
my team earlier. Yeah.
You just go back and forth and throw out a Dragon's Maw, and hopefully your team can last till 10, and you can be useful.
You know, I think Twin Blades is really good at the lower levels. I think he's gonna have a ton
Oh,
of
yeah.
value with Twin
Oh, yeah.
Blades.
For
But
sure.
Twin Blades got the healing at level 7 got nerfed, right?
It's removed.
Yeah.
Completely removed.
But
The talent is there was 2 healing talents. So there was one where it was just you get auto attack heals all the time, and then there was another one where it's like every 20 seconds or something like that, you get like a huge heal or something like that. Yeah. I think
Yeah,
that's the
Victory
only one that
Rush.
remains. Victory Rush, yes, that's correct. Yeah. And then there was a
Vic-
parry talent that is still there.
Yeah.
There was a Reddit post. I don't know how legitimate it is, but it says PTR variant by the numbers, and the new scaling and the new auto attack numbers. Okay, the scaling on the base attack doesn't even out until level 40, so it's a 15% base attack nerf at level 10. It's 11% nerf at level 20. So he's just weaker in general in terms of auto
Yeah.
attack.
Yeah.
I was concerned about that. What about his health scaling? His health and his damage both got
so-
nerfed.
At level 1, obviously his health is nerfed, but at level 12, it's a 12% nerf.
Yeah,
level
so he's
10.
just weaker in
So
general.
he has 12% less HP at level 10 than he did before.
I think they're gonna have to increase the scaling because you can't have him have the same health pool and damage pool he has right now and give his ultimates at level 4. But you give his ultimates at level 4 and you gotta increase that scaling a bit more so that maybe around like level 13, 16, you're breaking even.
So I think this is what could happen is that his win rate goes up at the lower levels, and at the higher levels it goes down. And then a month from now, Varian gets buffed, and then he's totally OP at the lower levels. I can see that happening.
Well,
I
what
don't see-
happens? What happens is lower levels is that everyone just charges in with Twin Blades right now and just doesn't die. They just
His twin
keep
blades is
casting
man.
W
arguably
and
the
parry.
worst right now.
Yeah,
His
talking
twin
about-
blades is
he's
the
not
worst
going to be able
off.
to do that at post patch. Though his healing
Yeah,
town at level 7
good.
that made the Twin Blades work got removed. It's
Yeah,
just-
yeah,
it's
that's
not
good.
there.
That's good because this whole diving in as Varian with Twin Blades and never dying because you can halt all damage. Shield wall is gone. I'm happy about
I
that.
think the fact that at the lower levels, obviously starter stepping is much harder to come by, and having a point and click auto attack type of thing is really, really good at the lower levels.
I mean, we
So-
complained. We complained that he was not a hero until level 10. Now he's just a really shitty hero the entire game. That's what they've done with this.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Like
but,
at least at level 10, like with his shield talents stacking at 1, 4, and 7, and like if he takes Colossus Smash or Taunt, then he becomes an actual threat in the game if you're not too behind. But with these HP nerfs, he's just so squishy and he can't self-sustain himself to save
You can
himself.
still counter Tracer though. With taunt.
Sure.
So Schizo in chat says levels 4 to 6. You are actually useless if you go twin blades.
It's
You're
good.
useless if you took twin blades regardless.
Yeah.
I mean,
you
Yeah.
go
need
solo a
that
boss,
damage
right?
buff.
I think there's like there's certain maps that you can take twin blades. Like I think maybe on Cursed Hollow you can get away with it in lower levels if you want to go solo a boss. But I mean, like in the higher level plays, that's not gonna fly, right? I think Live by the Sword is what made twin blades viable. That's gone. Twin blades should just be removed at this point.
It's a trap talent.
No more
It is
multi-class. It's
definitely
dual
trap
class.
It's
He's
Not-
dual class.
no, he's tank. Like it's just all it needs to be. Like,
You know, they
I
actually
like
haven't.
lots of Smash.
It's been like 14 months, right? And we haven't had a multi-class hero since him.
No, it's been
So-
more than that. It's two
They-
BlizzCons ago.
yeah, they mentioned that they didn't want to work on any more multi-classes for a while, I believe.
I feel like internally they think that it was a bad idea. It was cool to think about it and do it, but then like now they're like, oh shit, we fucked up.
Yeah.
How do we fix it? So but-
27 months ago, right?
holy shit, no way.
No, never mind.
No
I'm
way.
thinking That's
No,
3
it
years
came
ago.
out like
No,
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's like 16 months,
Yeah,
18 months.
You're right. I
Yeah,
added
anyway.
another year on top of that because I'm an idiot. Quick maths, Asian style.
Yeah.
There were a
Alright.
couple interesting things about the rework, though.
I mean, I love it that they took this chance, right? But what do you like,
yeah.
Scott?
I mean, Lion's Fang heals now his Q build, so
That's baseline now, right? The healing?
yeah.
Or is that a
yeah,
talent?
and,
Okay,
and
baseline.
there's a talent that you could go to increase the healing, but the biggest one I think is the level 10 now, the Warbringer that reduced the charge cooldown. You can also cast it on allies.
It's like a friend or foe now for Illidan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like last week, I think we were talking about Varian on the show and whether he was viable or not. And I was saying, he has no disengage. Well, now he actually has one where you can charge to an ally and run away.
You're not unstoppable though. Again, so you can be interrupted, but still, yeah.
Okay. Well, anything else on Varian?
Little bit sad because you guys know I got to gold with Varian Twin Blades and Vala.
Oh no.
Yeah, somebody's
Styx is beginning
somebody's
to
due
realize who Tower Baron is.
Tower
Take
Baron's
it
due
till
to
you
fall
make it.
down into silver. these
Make it,
games.
make it.
Oh god.
All right. So a balance patch came out today. So the first time in a while,
We can talk about
Blizzard-
Lily. It's a quick little interesting
Oh,
change.
okay, sure. What happened to Lily with her W, right?
Yeah, level 1, her serpent build is ass, but it has a new first functionality.
I didn't even read that. I was like, I don't care about Super
Reduces Cloud Serpent's cooldowns by 2 seconds. Casting Cloud Serpent also launches Blinding Wind at an enemy near the target, which is interesting.
I think
That's
it's
interesting.
hilarious. Oh, I know the W is bad, but here we'll throw on a free E for you as well. You know,
Yeah.
Here's
W
what I'm
more like
thinking,
E.
right? So, if you're playing Lily and you picked Lily because of a Tracer, which kind of makes sense, right? But you use one E, Tracer kind of dodges it or eats the blind and then goes in anyway and dives, right? And you can't really save the Vala from getting killed because Tracer's stuck to Vala like fucking glue. But you can throw a Serpent on Vala, and ta-da, a second blind for Tracer.
is it untalented?
No,
Or
it's
is
a level
it-
1 talent.
No, is it untalented? Is
It's
it an
probably
untalented?
an
Probably
untalented blind.
untalented, yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
I imagine so.
Wasn't a podcast recommending like the W build as the way to go?
I
Never
think
mind.
Scott
Not sure.
Johnson from Core recommended Serpent build, but it was like a hybrid Serpent. It was like a weird build.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway, but don't do that. All right. Anyway, all right. But yeah, yeah. Is Lily better now? Sorta.
Theoretically, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
That talent will have spots where you would want to choose it.
Yeah.
All
She's
right.
gonna be a god tier solo laner against auto attackers. That's about it.
So basically, she'll be OP in the gank bush, the bush league.
I guess.
All right, moving on. All right, moving on. All right, so the balance patch got released today, and Maev, less Q damage and easier to burst now. They nerfed Phantom Knives base damage, and at level 7, the Blade Dance talent.
That's just the AOE bonus damage or something, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the physical damage, I think, around the Phantom Knives.
All right, so is it still a good idea to go Q build with Maev?
Well, Q build as in that
Picking the Q talents, right?
level 4 Q, right? That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Q build's not really a thing right now.
But the thing is, their most picked talents, right, are all the Q talents, aren't they?
I don't believe so.
Is everyone going Umbral Bind those talents instead?
I usually just go for the most of the the dash or the weird thing. I don't know what it is. The teleport.
The blank thing, yeah.
Spirit of Vengeance.
That thing. I've played her a whole 8 games and I've pretty much lost 6 of them. Something like that, yeah. I have a terrible win rate with her.
Yeah, level 1 Nicious Memento, which is amazing. It gives her auto attack splash, and then level 4 Blade Dance, which is the talent that just got nerfed by a little bit, and then Elune's Wrath at level 7, but 13 and 16 not really popular for Q. Shadow Armor for level 13 and Armored Assault for level 16 seems to be what everyone's picking, at least in Masters.
I do like the Q armor talent. I think it's consistent because I mean for the most part you can hit at least one person and it's going to last 5 seconds. It's not going to be as high as you would get on the dash, but
yeah, it is 5 armor per stack, but it's really hard to get a lot of value out of that. Yes, it is 5 seconds, but it is only 5 armor.
Yeah.
And with her playstyle, you're blinking into the enemy front line anyway, right? So you get pretty good value out of the shadow armor, at least from the good Maevs I've seen. Like, it doesn't matter like if they get in Q range, as long as they get in E and W range, then she's getting good value.
For sure.
She's ambushing, right, most of the time.
Yeah.
And they increased the cooldown for her vault, the one that lets her escape a lot of damage. I think that was good too.
By 3 seconds, yeah. Needed. Definitely needed.
Yep.
Is Warden's Cage still better than Containment Disc?
They switched up the cooldowns.
Did you see any of the games this weekend?
No.
Well, they're trying to make you use Containment Disc by lowering the cooldown and up in the cooldown for Warden's Cage. But
I did watch Hero Physio's restream, so I did see a couple games. So
I don't think Containment Disc was picked once.
No, you pick her for the Warden's Cage and the Umbral Bind. Between those two,
no one's leaving.
Yeah, and if you saw some of the comps that were picked, you had like a Garrosh who could just throw people back who try to escape after they get unbound by the tether. He has the AoE taunt. There was like Stukov lane. She just sets up so much wombo AoE damage potential. Is ridiculous. Like, but Maev herself is pretty good, but how she enables her team is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And if you even think back at your Courage the Storm match on Tomb of the Spider Queen against Maev. Remember that?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't really want to think about that match.
Remember that?
Yeah, we're good.
Remember that Fringe Rainer coming out, save the day with the Q? With the stuns.
All right. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think no more first ban Maevs. I think this finally did it. Because
Oh,
she was
all
still
right.
seeing first bans in my games, even up till yesterday. So, yeah.
This is a dumb question. Are these changes live yet, or are they coming out tomorrow?
Live. I think the patch note
These
went
are
out. I saw an
live,
update
yeah.
go today.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
had an update today.
Well,
They're
the
doing some other
launcher,
maintenance tomorrow, I think.
yeah, the
on
launcher said that
Thursday.
there's going to be a patch tomorrow, so I assumed like all these were coming out tomorrow, but I guess not. Okay.
I think I read
No,
maintenance. I
it's
didn't know.
live today.
I don't know if I
Okay.
heard patch. I heard maintenance or something tomorrow.
Okay. All right. So Thrall, his Crash Lightning finally got nerfed.
Sorry, Bacon.
So the bonus damage got reduced by like what 15%, but also the quest got increased from 20 to 30 now. So
Yeah.
we were talking about this in Discord. I thought initially that he was out of the meta, but everyone was saying that like now he can still be very viable as a soul laner, and if he uses other talents. So let's go to Bacon.
Yeah, Rip Crash Lightning 2018 to 2018. He had a good run.
Yeah.
But why I love Thrall and I was pushing Thrall so months ago was because of his trait build, and his trait build is still great. You go Echo of the Elements at level 1. You go the one that gives you mana back on your trait at level 4. You go the Poison at level 7. Earthquake, trait on heal at level 13. And then Tempest Fury, I think that's level 16. But anyway, he's still great. Does a lot of damage, and it's sustain and crowd control. Soft crowd control, but yeah. You're not going to go Crash Lightning anymore. Unless you're like Diamond players versing against Silver players or something in like Volskaya Foundry. Other than that, you're never going to get to 30 stacks. If you got
So-
to 30
Yeah.
stacks, I was saying in Discord, if you got to 30 stacks in a manner where it actually mattered and had an influence on the game, you're already winning the game, buddy.
Well, what if
You've
you're like
already won
on
the game.
what if you're like on Tomb of the Spire Queen? Can you get to 30 stacks?
Tomb of the Spider Queen is one of the worst
No.
maps to take Crash Lightning on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because the rotations are so frequent. There's so many minions on the map at all times. It's really
Oh,
hard to
okay.
get hero to hero hits.
Yeah. It
Whereas
doesn't
Volskaya,
prioritize.
you're just kind of sitting on the pad and you only get hero to hero bounces.
Yeah.
All right,
during
so
the
it sounds
flex.
as though that he's now a melee assassin again.
It
Yeah, I
sounds
think
like
so.
he's out of the meta again.
No,
Yep.
man.
Crash Lightning was the only thing that made him viable.
I'll
Yeah.
keep him in the meta.
Well, Ganji Game was saying
Being
that
a niche pick doesn't make him viable.
There will always be a need for a solo laner.
no, I think Ganji Game was saying that people were ignoring his other talents that are good, and that he's still very viable. Is what he said in Discord.
He's not. His viability dropped by 80%.
That's
So you're saying that he's no longer picked essentially. He's like one out of every
Yeah,
20
exactly.
games.
Where he was on certain maps, his pick rate was damn near 100%. But yeah, I mean now with the Crash Lightning nerf, he's gonna be okay at the solo lane, but his wave clear is not as good as other solo laners. His sustain's good, but he's not gonna win a lane for the most part.
Styxa, how bad
It's
was
just
your
weak.
in your Hero League games the Thrall Crash Lightning spam?
Well, I don't think I actually saw too many thralls, to be totally honest. I was playing at placed plat 3, and since then I've fallen to plat 5, but I blame that on my 6-20 record currently.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. I think I've seen like 4 thralls, and it's 100% pick rate on Crash Lightning. When I was playing thralls, when the rework came out, I liked Crash Lightning. I liked the idea of Crash Lightning, but it was terrible, right? And with the bonus bounce range, I think it became this. It became this, right? And I don't know. I think it was chunking people. Like 400 bonus damage is almost 500 bonus damage is huge. That's
Yeah.
like a quarter of some people's health bars. Obviously, like squishy assassins, but like, Christ.
Yeah, Crash Lightning needed a nerf, you know, but I think the way they went about it and the fact that you got nothing in return, you know, I think
That's a
it's kinda shitty.
full-on nerf. That is huge. 120 damage decrease and increasing the stacks, which are already hard to get to 20, regardless if, you know, the bounce is like good, right? Like you're looking for those hard, like those big team fight maps, right? Like as Bacon was talking about Volskaya, right? So
What
I
happened
feel
to their
like-
subtle touches? Like lately, they've been fucking like
Yeah.
not fiddling but
Destroying.
nuking heroes. Fuck out of
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Fucking
I think
stratosphere,
that's because, well, first of all, I think that they do that now because they don't make as many changes anymore, so they don't do it every week. That's every like 3 to 5 weeks. Also, I think
guess.
like, with the Thrall changes, I think what happened was they came into work on a Monday. They're like, holy shit, we need to do something. So they just
No,
did that.
this has been a known thing
No.
for almost a month though.
Yeah, ever since
The bounce.
ever
range.
since they made that change, and he's been a top pick and rising in popularity ever since the Hero League reset.
Yeah,
right.
the February 21st is when that change went through, and made Crash Lightning amazing.
yeah, and we're on March 21st.
Yeah,
Um,
basically.
You're
a month.
you're never completing that quest now. Like
Ever,
Yeah.
never. No.
as it is on live, like you hit around 20 stacks, maybe somewhere between 13 to 16, probably on average. Like
the right
now,
map,
you're
yeah.
probably, I'm gonna say, like around 2% of games you'll complete your quest after this change.
And
know-
then
you know what?
the bonuses aren't even worth it. Sorry.
No. It was just a funny anecdote because like about 4 days ago, I was playing with four other wind timers, and on Volskaya, and I was Thrall. And I did like 130k damage. If I can do that type of damage, something was really bad with Thrall.
Yeah, they should have just decreased the amount of damage it gained
Stacks.
per stack instead of
One of
right
the
now
two.
it's 12. Make it like 10, maybe even 8, and maybe cap it at 30 stacks, but have the reward kicking at 20.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's
Yeah, 20 was
one or
perfect.
the other, not both.
Yeah, so you'd be dealing less damage, but you know, at least the main thing about the quest is that it always hits heroes, and you know, you're never gonna get that after this change.
Now we know that Blizzard fights dirty and kicks a man when he's down. Poor Thrall.
All right, so Oriole, she does more attack damage, which should lead to more energy, but I think she's still out of the meta. But what do you guys think about Oriole?
Did they nerf the amount of energy gained from that talent? Energized Cord? Is that what it is, or whatever?
Yeah,
Energized something?
Yeah,
they
they-
nerfed the amount of energy gained, but they buffed her auto attacks?
yeah, that's
So
not
it-
gonna result in much more energy.
I think it like evens out, maybe. I don't know. I think she remains where she is.
Yeah, I think this is nothing actually.
The issue isn't her damage.
Healing
It's
out of
about
combat.
her cooldown for her heal. It's always been that. And the only reason she wasn't viable is because they changed her from 2 seconds to 4 seconds. And they didn't touch that this patch, so she's still going to be garbage.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
need to change that to 3 seconds, and she'll be
Yeah.
viable.
Why not just? They should just try it. Put it at 3, like Scott said. Just try it. What's the worst that could happen?
She becomes
Thrall.
first pick here. Or this is the second dawn of the double support meta. That
Yeah.
could happen.
Mm.
No,
Yeah,
the double support meta died because of lack of wave clear for the supports.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on from Oriole. So Blaze, the bunker finally got nerfed. So now you can't leave the bunker. You have to be in the bunker for at least 1 second. So now you can't just pop in and out and get like tons of armor for free.
Right.
So I think Ghost Bear, Tower Baron's teammate, said that he did a test and he said that wasn't really much of a difference. But
No, it's not a significant nerf. The bigger nerf would probably be they increase the cooldown from 40 to 50 seconds, but that's going to be up every team fight anyways because it's one of the shortest heroic cooldowns in the game.
I think it affects high level play, and that's about it. Because I know some people who don't know how to leave the bunker. They're in there for the full duration. So, you press R to get out, and you're locked into it for a second now. I think all it does is affect high level play. That's it.
Yeah.
You're not in, out, in, out, in, out.
So Styxa, is that because you're playing with more gold level players now? Yeah?
No, I think it's just in general. I mean, regardless if it's platinum or gold, or I play with like all my friends are in diamonds and masters and grand masters, right? I mean, I play with like all range of different players. It's you get dumbasses sometimes who don't know how to press an R button.
All the time, you mean?
Yeah.
Also, I still don't like how the bunker works. What do you guys think? It's a little bit magnetic. Don't you think? Like you go in when you don't really want to. Do you find that
Yes.
you do that often?
Yes.
I do that often all the time, baby.
Or like you accidentally click it. Is that what you're telling me?
Like
I
I
wish I-
swear I didn't click on the bunker.
I wish I could enter the bunker as like if I could enter a portal. Like I wish I could enter the portals from Medivh as easily as I could enter the bunker, because sometimes I find myself clicking on the portals over and over and over again. I haven't entered it, and then I die.
That's
Right?
true.
That wasn't
That's
me
like
too.
right in the center of the portal.
Mhm.
Like the portal in Stargate.
What?
Oh my gosh.
What?
No, they,
Awesome.
all right.
I
So,
thought
I
they
mean, they
walked that.
changed how the portal works because people were clicking on it too easily. And,
Yeah, and now
the
I
bunker
can't. I
has the
struggle
same
to get
issue.
in.
Yeah. And why can't they let bunker escape, like leaving the bunker, work just like how Nidus works? Why are the mechanic already exists? You right click outside of where the direction you want to be, and then you
That's
pop out.
strange.
And then also Nidus network, you only can leave on the south side of the Nidus. You can't choose which direction you want to pop out of the Nidus from. And now the technology exists because the bunker's in there, but they don't have it on the Nidus network. And then the Nidus network has technology that the bunker doesn't have because you have to press R to leave the bunker. Like what these two same fucking concepts and mechanics don't share the technologies that each of them have. Like what the fuck's
I like
going
how you're
on?
saying technologies. It's just code.
Technologies. All right, it's
That's
We
what
have the
2018. It's the future.
technology.
But yeah, so let us right click the direction we want to leave, and no more R bullshit confusing the player base. And then I also don't want to be pressing R and spamming it when I want to leave a bunker, and then I have my R on cooldown because I accidentally fat fingered it because of the fucking bunker when I leave the bunker. Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
I Twilight dreamed early, guys. My bad. Oops. I'm rant over.
Sounds like
Sorry.
it sounds like you and Blaze need some couples counseling or something.
Yeah, some PTSD there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think it's
Well,
a nerf.
do you guys agree or?
I,
Yeah,
I, 100%,
I agree. Like I've been caught doing that a couple times. So but
Yeah.
the problem is that like I don't play with enough Blaze people, characters or other people that play Blaze, so I don't have the opportunity to learn that as quickly as I want. But maybe with the Bush League starting soon, I will get better at that.
Oh, you just calling out someone's playing Blaze in
Yeah.
your team. Is that what you're saying?
Possibly.
Have some Blaze counters.
Well, our Soul Lander is going to be the master player, so I'm pretty sure he'll be playing Blaze.
Wait, shit, your team's got a master player?
Moving on from that.
What
Yes.
master players? What?
I told
Unicorn.
Tarbin, I told you, if you
Unicorn,
want to be
shit.
considered gold, your team comp suffered because of that. I told you
we're
before.
allowed master players. What?
Well, there's two. So we had to figure out a way to make the teams balanced. So it's actually quite hard to do that when you have two master player, two diamond players, and you have like 6 plats and like 5 golds and 4 silver. That's a really hard thing to do. And then you have to match up, who can play tank, because you don't want a team with all tanks, right? You want to have, variety on each team. So you have to do that. And you also have to balance who can play every week and who can. It took a long time to create those teams, by the way.
Well, From what we observed on Creators of the Storm, even if you have Masters players, this doesn't mean you'll necessarily win.
Oh,
Oh, baby.
calling out Bacon and Scott.
I think it was you can only carry so hard was the point he was making.
But, all right, so
There are other factors besides having the Master player.
Have you seen the couple games we won? Scott and I dominated those games. What are you going on about, Tower Baron?
I'm
Tower
just
Baron-
saying,
Yeah,
it's
Tower
not
Baron's
going to be a
being
certain
silver
thing.
soon.
This
He's
game
clinging
isn't
on to it,
Dota
yeah.
or League of Legends. You can only carry so hard.
It's a team game. There is no solo experience where you can just rack up all these items and dominate.
If you watch Rich stream enough, you realize no matter even the best player in the world flat out just loses a game because of dumbass teammates. Now, I'm not saying I'm not saying our teammates were bad, but just saying that's the reality of how HOTS works.
Yeah. The news update: Rich is not the best player. If you watched the tournament over the weekend,
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
He got cut. He was a little bit tilted. It looked like.
he threw a few
Oh.
games.
You talking about like that Spire Queen game?
Game number 6, I think.
Well, that
Yeah,
was
yeah,
an obvious one, but he did that multiple times.
Yeah.
I
Well.
think it's just like a. He really only did it on Tracer, right? I think his Tracer needs working. I think he'll be solid.
Mm-hmm. All right, but anyway, so all right, so Sonya, I don't know if it's a buff or a nerf. I think it's about the same, I guess. I mean, her Q, Mystical Spear got nerfed, but the damage from her W at level 1 got buffed.
She
So
got
I-
nerfed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Her Q build got nerfed, which was the viable one. They buffed the level 1 talent for her W, which nobody picked, and the level 4 that everybody picked got nerfed as well.
I think the level 4 talent is the largest nerf to her.
Oh, okay. I never
Yeah.
went that talent.
Well, think about it. You're sitting at what, 2 charges, 8 seconds now instead of 3 at 5. You get 3 of those in 15 seconds, and now you're getting 2 in 16. It's
Quick math.
direct. Quick maths.
All right, boom.
It's
I was
not
actually
bad.
going the E build with
It's
Sonya.
30% health in 15 or 20% health in 16. Direct nerfs. I think that's a huge nerf.
Okay. All right. Well, boom. See, that's why. Anyway, good.
If you compare it to like a talent like Laws of Hope from Johanna, the battle rage is fucking amazing.
For sure.
What's
In the
Battle
same
Rage?
cooldown where I think Johanna's Laws of Hope heals 20% in a minute, right?
I don't
Yeah.
know the time.
Yeah.
I don't know either.
Yeah, but
It's got like a 20-second cooldown or something? I don't know. It's low.
Laws of Hope.
I don't know what the cooldown is. It's pretty low though.
All right. But anyway. All right. So Tyrael, his shield at level 1, Justice for All, got nerfed a little bit. I think that was fine. I think he's obviously not as good as he once was, but he's still pretty good.
You still go that talent? Of course. Right?
Yes. Yeah. Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, it's still really good.
Yep.
What if they
It's the
nerf it
best
to
team fight
50%?
talent.
What if they do it to 50%?
50%. It's already at 40% baseline. 50% would be garbage.
No, the shield bonus got reduced from 100 to 75. What if they nerfed it to 100 to 50%? You know what I
I
mean?
don't think. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think he's still good. Like he's just not. I mean, he's still to me he's just as viable, but obviously he's not as good. But
Yeah.
all right. All right. Let's do the draft analysis. This is gonna be a pretty interesting one, I think, because this is from a master level player. This draft. All right. So for those of you listening, audio only, what we do is that we tell you the draft of the opponents, and then we tell you the draft of the allies, and we tell you the all the picks, and then we leave the last pick out so that we can discuss who should be the 5th pick, and we discuss it from each of our respective play levels. All right, so this week we are on Towers of Doom. The opponents are Sonya, Leoric, Cassia, Thrall, and Lucio. Again, Sonya, Leoric, Cassia, Thrall, and Lucio. And again, this was about a week ago. Also, so the allies are Murden, Junkrat, Lily, and Gul'dan. So Murden, Junkrat, Lily, and Gul'dan. So what's the 5th pick? So let's go to Styxa. Put him on the spot.
All right, so I had a little bit of time to think this through, and I've looked at this and I go, okay, Murden is more than a capable solo tank. I think he's fine. But going against a Leoric, you don't really want to get too many more tanks because of, the spoopy hand's gonna drain some life off you. Just percent-based damage, not too good against multiple warriors. Junkrat solo laner, Gul'dan can solo lane. Lily solo heals is where I get a little iffy, especially with the pairing of Gul'dan. I think the Gul'dan is what really throws me off here. I would have much preferred a Chromie or a Li Ming. In that case, I think Lily not being able to direct the heals to Gul'dan, who relies on a targeted heal per se, like some sustained healing, if you don't go the sustained healing talents, which I imagine you should. For those reasons, I think I limited my picks down to like 3 heroes. Whether or not they're, good or I think they just kind of fit well here, I was leaning more towards my first pick being Tyrande. Reason being is because it gives you a global interrupt on the owl. I thought that, being able to interrupt across map on a pickup that could, potentially win you the game or stall a little bit longer, pretty valuable. Outside of Murden, you have 0 hard CC. It is a targeted stun, but it's CC. I like the heal that you can heal, as well as supply a spell shield to any of them. Now, Tyrande, the only issue with that is the squishiness becomes absolutely nuts. So I think that's really like an only reason why you wouldn't. I do still like the Tyrande. But I was looking at the trait and just putting that trait on like a Thrall who dives you or a Sonya that dives you with Gul'dan and Junkrat damage just going in, I think you're going to be able to shred them. My other pick was going to be Blaze, assuming this was like a week ago, so Blaze is out. I like the Blaze. He's another solo laner. He's another frontline, hard CC. Those, I think, are my top 2 picks.
How does Gul'dan do against Sonya in a solo lane? Is it bad for Gul'dan?
It's probably bad.
That would be a terrible idea. To put Gul'dan
Yeah.
in the solo lane.
I think Junkrat would be the one that goes up there. But again, I mean, Gul'dan has the ability to solo lane, not amazingly, but it's his wave clear. You're going to be able to play it reasonably safely if you let your opponent clear out your wave. Because, I mean, on Towers of Doom, the waves are, like, the lanes are massive, right? They're long. And as Gul'dan no escapes, you don't want to be in that far up in the lane.
All right, Scott, what do you think?
You got to go with the tank. I mean, I like the Blaze pick. You really have a lot of options you can do. You go, I like Garrosh, ETC, even Joanna or Arthas.
Garrosh, I disagree. Garrosh, it's not a very gank comp.
Yeah. Okay. Who's he gonna toss, right?
If you get a toss,
Well, you can
let's say,
peel
how are
with
you
the
gonna get
toss
the
for Gul'dan.
So you're not gonna initiate with that. You're gonna peel for it.
Yeah.
Garrosh.
And you have an AoE taunt against 3 melees, and Cassie is a short range hero.
I guess.
What do you think, Bacon?
I think find anything that can empower Gul'dan to poke out the enemy team, because that's basically what they're weak to.
Oh,
And
what if you go Kerosene?
That was another one on my list. Yeah, I was talking to my girlfriend about this earlier. I was like, I have like a
You
whole
talked
bunch
to your
of things.
girlfriend about HOTS?
Yeah, she plays. So
Oh, nice.
she's
Nice.
very.
Did she have an opinion on what the pick was?
I not too sure if she had too much of an opinion. I was kind of just blabbing at her about what I was thinking, and she was debating on it's really the skill level of how comfortable you are with X hero.
Yeah.
So you talk to your girlfriend about HOTS. Normally, that's a normal thing for you?
Yeah.
Holy shit. You're like living the dream.
Yeah, she's very supportive.
It's like Friday night. What do we do? Let's play some HOTS. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Best girlfriend
Bonding
ever.
time together. Let's play some HOTS.
Save some money.
All right,
sure.
all right, Tyron, what do you think?
I know it's probably not gonna be a popular pick, but
Variant twin blades.
Yeah, very.
No,
that
stop.
could actually work.
You're gonna get shit on. Look at their front line. How the fuck are you gonna
That
survive
does
that?
work.
Shield
Yeah, I,
wall. You just have the
no,
two charge shield wall.
absolutely not. I don't think so.
What do you guys think about Dahaka? He can stall off on the.
Oh.
Global, good
Uh,
pick.
Yeah.
Look at their
I
front
think
line. The Hawk is gonna
that's-
get shit
yeah.
on.
So
I
he's
think
gonna get
that's
shit
the
on.
problem.
He's gonna get shit on, but then I guess he can if there's on the altars that spawn, like the 3 and the 2.
wait, who's this Chief Ratchet guy? Who is this guy?
Jigglypuff.
Is it really
Chief
Jigglypuff?
Ratchet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's talking shit. He's like saying that TB banged more girls in college than I did. That's totally not true.
Okay.
But anyway, Blemish says,
Oh yeah.
in regards to the girlfriend stuff, this is what he said. Not me. I'm reading this in chat. He says, as long as she doesn't have any opinions, then she is the perfect girlfriend.
Wow.
Oh.
That is not the opinion of the Gankbush squad. That is the
Yeah,
opinion of
yeah,
our
so-
listeners who happen to
Yeah.
mention that.
Isn't Blemsy
Anyway.
a doc? Blemsy's a doctor. You can't have that kind of opinion in your profession.
We don't really know for sure, though, that he is a
Those
doctor.
Doctors are
Yeah, he says he's a
egotistical.
doctor.
Yeah, but, I could say I'm a doctor, too.
I'm a love doctor.
I'm also
Yeah.
a doctor.
All right,
I see.
anyway.
Never mind.
So,
I
did you
was gonna
say-
do something.
was Tyre Brand's pick Varian, or is that just a joke?
No, I was saying Dahaka, but then I think the safer pick would be like Johanna, like a zone.
I was actually thinking about Johanna, too, actually.
Yeah. That's the
thought Johanna-
safer one.
Yeah.
Because
Lines
I-
against Thrall, Cassia.
Gul'dan is the off pick because his range isn't as big as Li Ming or Chromie. So
Yeah.
he
I
is
actually
kind of
I like either Arthas or Johanna, actually.
classic zoning tanks.
Yeah.
All right. Check this out. Brightwing.
What?
That's your suggestion, or is that the actual pick? Don't
My
please don't
suggestion.
troll me like this. Okay, good.
Emerald Wind, Brightwing, right? Stall out
Yeah.
the enemy team, right?
You can't even get it out. You just mumble
Double
it. You're-
support. You have a lot of healing, right? And you have two of the best poke heroes in the game, and a comp that is kind of weak to it.
Mm.
I like. See, that's why I was saying with Toronto. I think the extra heals is almost necessary, right? Like Gul'dan can't survive off of Lele heals. That's my problem, especially with the elongated fight. What are you gonna go do? Walk up to a freaking lane and go life tap a minion, or like use your talent to get a minion? You don't want to be in the range that you have to be up against a Sonya and a Thrall. You're gonna sit there and drain life. They're gonna walk up to you and fuck your shit up. It's not good. So I don't know. It's realistically, this draft for me is screwed up by the Gul'dan. I think it doesn't sit well with me. I would have
No, I
needs
think
to
it's the
be
Junkrat, honestly. Junkrat
Chat
fucked
saying,
it up.
Oh,
with the
Junkrat's got a
Lily.
good poke.
In chat, everyone's saying weaned.
I mean,
Yeah.
I like Gul'dan. Gul'dan is by far one of my favorite and most played mages nowadays, right? Like I like Gul'dan, but I just don't like him too much on this map. I think there's a lot of better other mages.
I think if you go Brightwing, you have to trust your Gul'dan to carry you.
For sure.
That's how it's
Yeah.
gonna work. You have to trust that Gul'dan to be probably like the best or second best player.
Oh,
on your
E-build
team for it to
Gul'dan
work.
is the
Yeah.
better right now. He's really good with it.
No, I'm not worried about the Gul'dan being the best player. It's going to be all about the Junkrat with the knockbacks. The Junkrat's play is going to be way more important than the Gul'dan.
Gul'dan's gonna be pretty simple to play. You just have to
Well,
worry about
exactly.
positioning.
Well, at
Bro,
the
and
lower
Junkrat
level,
doesn't Junkrat doesn't do enough damage to justify picking him as a sustained. You have to
Agreed.
find value in his utility.
yeah, but the
And I
problem is
don't know
that
if-
at the lower levels, though, positioning for Goldans are really bad. That's why I'm saying,
Well,
I like the zoning tanks because
well,
it can
that-
help protect the Goldan.
Well, I mean, half of that isn't just Goldan's positioning. The Goldan is sometimes expecting to get help if he tries to be aggressive because his range on the Q. Sure, he has range on his E, but getting in those Q damage shots, the flame is like he's going to expect the tank to come back and help him if he gets dove on. That's half it. He doesn't play as safe as like Chromie or Li Ming.
For sure.
So.
All right,
Blaze, I
so,
think
yeah.
we can all agree is the safest pick. Obviously, go bunker in the back line, help Golden and Junkrat survive. But if I was in this game and Scott was on the Golden, I would be like, hey, let's give Brightwing a shot. I'll go Emerald Win, try to disengage the enemy team. If they get on Golden, Lily can use Emerald, her blinds and cups to keep them alive. I also have my E as Brightwing to give ability damage shield to Goldan, the pixie dust. And Junkrat has disengage with his mine. So it's like double or triple peel for Goldan if he ever needs it. And Goldan does enough damage where he also has Horrify. Horrify E combo the enemy team, and then Junkrat can finish him off with his Rip Tire. There's wombo potential there. Yeah, that's the sentence.
So Bacon, what if Tower Baron is the Goldan?
Then you back
I
out
would
a draft.
complain to Blizzard that we don't have draft swapping yet.
Anyway, all right. So again, this was a master level player, and last season this person was grandmaster level. So and I watched it live. I'm not going to tell you who it was who drafted because I don't want to call that person out. But the person went Rainer. Yeah.
Rainer.
That
Wow,
doesn't-
that's super generic.
And
That doesn't help.
they got
that could work too. I mean,
Hyperion, long range autos, self sustain.
well, if you have
I'd say
another
self-sustain.
damage dealer, like it's gonna be fairly hard to get to that back line. You have Murden with his stun, his slow. You have Junkrat's displacement, and Gul'dan also has his fear. I've played against like a comp with a Junkrat and a Gul'dan and any kind of tank. Like it's really hard to get to that back line unless you're super coordinated. By the time you get there, you've been stunned, knocked back. Oh, I'm finally in range, and then all of a sudden you're feared. If you have another DPS to pump out damage during all that, that can really hurt to try and dive the back line. So
Yeah,
we
I can
have.
see. Well, how
we don't
bad
have
did this
Thrall's
comp lose?
Earthquake or Sundering to disrupt.
Oh, so the Rainer comp got destroyed.
Yeah.
Actually.
There we go. Yeah, that
There
doesn't
you go.
surprise me at all.
Yeah. So I actually got mad because I feel like sometimes streamers will like just play up, a pick just for like the fans that are watching and kind of screw over the other people in the game.
Was this Chew 8? Like that seems right up his alley. Like this, he's a Jimmy supporter.
Type the name in Skype.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll do that right now.
Yeah.
I think it's
And then
it's kind of
you'll
funny.
see our
see
live
that.
reaction.
All right.
Ooh.
Let's see this.
Who it is? Oh,
How
Oh.
that
Interesting.
person's not really known for playing Rainer though.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I got mad.
That's why I got mad. Oh boy.
But because I knew like even I'm not that good, but even I saw like Rainer into this made no sense. And
Especially
I
with Cassia.
I can kind of see it, honestly.
yeah, you have another knockback on top of
Yeah.
good damage.
But then again,
there's
he's
the
not
pros, the
he's not
cons.
really bursty enough and doesn't add enough burst.
Yeah, but you just don't let the enemy team ever get close to you. The only problem is crash lightning hurts.
Yeah, and you're
Yeah.
playing full poke and sustain damage into a Lucio, who's a sustain healer, right? I mean, you pump up the jams for a bit, and all of a sudden you're full health on your team, right? You
You're
shake
playing
off
full-
a little bit of
Yeah.
like I don't know. It's
The enemy team comp is basically the all-pro team in terms of flanking, right? Sonya's a great flanker, Thrall's a great flanker, Lucio empowers whoever's in the front line to
Yeah.
actually engage. Like, it's gonna be pretty hard to get poke out the enemy team when they have those heroes. So
Yeah, I could see whoever gets into him just getting blown up.
Yep.
if I was the first pick Murden in this case, I would be baby raging so hard at the rest of the team.
Do you get tilted a lot, Styxa?
I have my
Sounds
moments.
like it.
I have my moments, but I try to keep it as easy as possible. I mean,
do you ever play Team League with your girlfriend?
no.
Oh,
very-
okay.
Mhm.
I feel like that's-
My team league is a lot higher ranking than my hero league, and
Oh.
yeah, so
Well, that's how it is for a lot of
Yeah.
people.
Got to draw
Yeah,
a
well,
line
for sure.
somewhere.
I mean, I'm plat 5 in hero league, and last season I was like what diamond 2, almost diamond 1 up in team league and stuff like that. But I mean, yeah.
Nice.
nice.
All right. So
Masters
a
of
man,
the world reach
a
at
man
some-
trying to protect this MMR. Sounds
speaking
like,
of,
sounds
Yeah.
like me.
I can
play a
respect
quick
that.
match-
Yeah, I can
quick match
respect that.
you are with my girlfriend for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Alright.
again, she doesn't play ranked very often. I think she's played two or three hero league games, and she plays a lot of Lucio. Right, it's pretty much all she plays.
All right.
I love Lucio, man.
Yeah. All right.
No,
So,
yeah.
all right,
Talk-
let's talk about the Eastern Clash very briefly. So some takeaways that I saw is that Tranquility is pretty good. It was taken quite a bit. I felt like it was like 50-50 for Tranquility. Also, Garrosh was picked a lot. That could be due to the Tracer being prevalent as well. If you want to learn how to play Hanzo properly, watch SC from Ballistics. He was really, really good. So if you just want to
Watch me Twitch stream, you know.
I was gonna say the same. Come watch me, bro. I play a bunch of Hanzo. I got him to the gold ring finally.
Yeah, so if you want to see exceptional Hanzo, just watch him play. So those are my takeaways. That's it. And you guys have anything else to say about the Eastern Clash?
Didn't watch.
I missed it.
Rich through.
Yeah.
All
We
I
heard
was
about that.
That's
PSP,
what I
didn't
gotta say.
something, yeah.
Rich is now
Yeah.
poor.
Ballistics won, right? It was Ballistics.
Yeah, Ballistics won. They won 4-3 in the final.
Yeah, that was a really good series, by the way. Everyone should watch it if you haven't seen it.
Yeah,
The last game
Was
was
lit.
really tense.
Actually, if you want,
Yeah.
I think Hero Physio has the videos up, but he did a restream of it, and he actually did commentary during the drafts and during the games. So if you actually want to see what a HEC coach thinks of what happened during those games, just go to his Twitch stream, and then you can watch his analysis. So
yeah.
yeah,
lot
and
of
you can
my,
actually hear Fringe Average talk too in the background.
Yeah.
With some funny jokes.
Maya was pretty dominant. Was a little
Junkrat, a lot of
disappointed.
Junkrat.
Yeah. Junkrat, Maiev, Garrosh,
Yeah.
what Stukov. That sort of like team comp for Maiev was pretty prevalent every time she was picked.
Yeah. Hold on one second. You guys keep talking though.
Oh, okay.
So I'm surprised we haven't had any CGI yet. What's the deal with the green screen? I was wondering that. I was like,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
There it is.
Well,
do we have to
I'm-
we're gonna CGI? No?
all right.
No bacon?
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Let's. Are you pulling something up special or important, Bacon?
I'm just looking at the hero rate, hero pick rate for
Oh,
the tournament.
okay.
But
Yeah. I'll say I was a little disappointed by Tempest's performance. They played decently, but I feel they lost a lot in the draft, and they were just playing to like kind of come back against. I saw them play the MVP Black Series where they lost, I think 3-1. I didn't see the Ballistic Series where they lost 3-2, but their drafting didn't seem very good.
Okay. Well, anyway, if you want a full rundown of the Eastern Clash, listen to the Troll and HUC podcast. They do a deep dive into it. All right. So anyway, thank you to Styxa for joining us and lowering your standards.
Oh,
and,
for sure. Anytime.
And
I
where
don't
can
have high
people
standards.
where can people find you and so forth?
All right, so if you guys go to Twitter, it will be at StyxaYT. And on Twitch, it's just twitch.tv/Styxa, as it is on the screen right now. That's pretty much about it, really. I'm going to be casting a tournament this weekend. So if you guys want to pop on by to my Twitch, Eastern time, I think I start at noon, something around there, or like 1 p.m. Eastern. So that's what, 11 p.m. No, 10 p.m.
10 a.m.
or 8 a.m. Yeah, Pacific. So yeah,
Put it in our Discord. You have full range or whatever to do that. So
sweet.
yeah. All right. So all right, Bacon, do you have the audio that I
Nope.
from Shin? Okay. Well, all right. So Styxa, I want you to I want you to repeat after me. Okay.
All right.
I'm going to call to you in about 5 to 10 seconds. What I want you to say is, well, that's our show, and we'll see you in the Nexus. All right? All right, Styxa,
Okay.
take us out.
Well, that's our show, and we'll see you in the Nexus.
Oh,
Boom,
so
there's the Tire
beautiful.
Baron. Yeah. Professional.
Yeah, everyone blow ASAP. Now go. Jesus, bro.
He missed it! Last one was so much better.
He missed it.
That's the outro. We're good.
The miss on the station.